So this video begins with a crisis of conscience, a mishap of emotions, happiness, sadness, I have no idea. This is the closest I could get to a party hat, but it looks stupid, so we'll take that off. So I have reached the monumental and dizzying heights of 10 subscribers. As close as I could get to some kind of celebration. So we've got 10 subscribers now, and we have got people watching the channel, ironically and weirdly enough, all the way from the dizzying heights of Sweden. Thank you, Alan. And we have also got people from the dizzying heights of Essex. Interesting. So, yeah, a huge demographic of people watching the channel. Thank you so much. I never thought this day would go, mulling up, where I get to 10 subscribers. Cheers. However, of course, there is a potential for a catastrophic and ridiculous failure in that I've spent a god-awful amount of money on some pistons for this project, at least £276, all the way from North Carolina, from some dude who I thought was going to scam me, and he absolutely didn't, and he's a legend, and I've got some great new pistons. Problem. If you're a mechanic, you would have done such things as, I don't know, measuring the bores, seeing how much they've warped, see if there's any damage to them before you got some stock pistons. 86mm pistons come in the GE, and I have got some pistons. They're in really good shape. Problem, if I now come to measure the bore on my block and they are horrifically oval, egg-shaped, or just a little bit bigger, then these pistons that I've just spent, probably about 2/3 of the entire budget I was looking to spend on the car, on the engine, on some new pistons which I now have, which are completely superfluous. So whether I need some oversized pistons, is that a term? Yeah, let's do that. Or some oversized rings or different rings, mechanic words. I have absolutely no idea. So have I just pissed down the drain £276? Will I need some new pistons? Just who knows. It's all an emotional roller coaster. But the other interesting thing as well is I found a mystery part to the engine which I didn't know existed. It was just sort of sitting in a box somewhere, and later on in the video let me show you it. And please, if anybody knows where the hell it comes from, can you just drop it in the comments? Because all of my researching of horrifically grainy pictures from the mid-90s of super engines, I still can't find where that part comes from. Yes, but that's enough for me talking. Who wants to listen to me talking? Potentially 10 people, but probably not for this long. So let me get into a bit of an update as to where I am, the conundrums, and we'll even get the whiteboard of doom out, and I'll show you where I am on the project so far. So potential monumental cock-up aside, let's see how we're doing on the old project board. Okay, so far we have spent a monumental amount of money, of course. We've spent £3 on the AliExpress hone. There's going to be a theme for some of this. We've spent £1 on a little telescopic magnet tool from AliExpress. We have spent £4 on the valve stem seal removal tool, little set of pliers, those sorts of things from AliExpress. We have spent the potential monumental cock-up on the pistons of £276 from the US. Obviously they've arrived, but yeah, there is a potential cock-up there. Lubes, so far spent £8 on penetrating fluid, that sort of thing. I've spent £6.99, let's call £7, on some plastic brushes from AliExpress. I've spent £9 on paint, £10 on primer, which you'll have seen in the last video for the engine block. The hot tanking was £24, or £20 may turn up, plus VAT of course, and the engine stand was £50, so the total of that one big line is so far £395 so far. So the costs aren't too bad. So let's go to the incredibly badly written little to-do list. Back up. So for the block so far, I've got oil galley plug removal, done. Plugs removed, done. That's the same thing. Clean, £24. Oil plugs, again, I like writing things many times. Oil galley seal, yeah, that's done, fine, good. Bore examine, absolutely done. Tickety. Pistons are dead. I earmarked £150. That's of course completely incorrect. However, as we stand at the moment, the block itself looks about done. The thing to go onto the list is new oil galley plugs, which are going to be tapped and screwed in so they can in fact be removed at some point in the future. The shopping list at the moment: one collet, which as we know smacked me in the eye, and head gaskets. As you can see, English dumped my proper skillness. Okay. So I know what you're asking, what can £3 actually get you from AliExpress these days? Yeah, it's a question everybody asks. So as you know, everything I'm buying is basically from AliExpress. This is a £3 or thereabout, £3.12 I think it was, stone hone for the cylinders, which are not looking too bad. 86mm, and this is, well, that's up to 88mm, so there we go. So I thought we'll give that a bash. They were in pretty shit condition. There's a lot of corrosion. Well, there was a lot of corrosion on them, and some sort of mild pitting and that sort of thing, and certainly no cross-hatching. So I'm going to insert some footage now, giving that block a hone, and we will see if £3 can replace the respectable products that you can buy from places like Halfords, although other automotive shops do exist. And yeah, I mean, they're about 40 quid. Does it replace that? I doubt it, but we'll give it a bash anyway and see what the results are, because I'm absolutely hopeful that it'll work. Yay. Tasty and tidy. Look at that. It's not done too bad a job there. They weren't in too bad a condition. The expert at the machine shop said so, but it does now have some lovely, sexy cross-hatching on. The kind of cross-hatching that make people swoon. The pitting, it's alright, not too bad at all. And let's just move on to that one. I don't know what the luminous reflection is just here. Oh, it's coming for something. But yeah, they're not looking too bad at all. I think I've done a fantastic job, but yeah. I mean, who knows? Literally, who knows? And so far, in terms of the head is shiny. It's lovely and shiny, and I've painted these as well in some hopefully hard-bearing paint, but that does not look hard-bearing whatsoever. But we'll not worry about that at the moment. Carbon is completely cleaned out. The surfaces are nice and ready to receive any new gaskets that I want to stick on them, so that's absolutely fab. Liking that so far. Small wins. The rocker cover gaskets, cam cover gaskets. Is there a difference? Anyone that knows, please feel free to comment. They are looking, again, shiny, so they can go back on in due course. They were corroded to hell. There's some bits I'm not massively happy with. There's some texture on them. Can you even see? Let's have a look. Some texture there. Don't like that. But that's fine. So they are in the same paint as on the block. Fantastic. Loving that. And then, of course, we've got the shit tip mess over here, which is all of the valve springs, blah blah blah, and all the collets -1. Of course, I've given these valves a nice little clean up, but they're still looking that colour. So whether I need to replace those, pending, because some of the other valves are this colour and you can't see any of the recesses on them at all. So they're a pile of crap. I now know that the exhaust valves here are a different size to the inlet valves here. I didn't know that, and that could have caused a monumental cock-up, especially if, as AliExpress is my go-to, if I'd got them from somewhere that didn't necessarily know the difference and just sold a generic set of valves. Actually, it looks like the valves would have been the same size. So I'm going to go to a proper shop in time to get those and take some advice on what best to do with those. And of course, how could I possibly forget my latest addition to the toolbox, which is this wonderful little Draper micrometer adjustment torque wrench. There we go, use words. I completely forgot about that. That was a Facebook Marketplace find. You would have thought AliExpress, but absolutely not. And that, of course, has been added on at the end there, so 405. That's actually the total so far. Yay. Looking across the Toyota Supra parts bin, as the garage is now turning into, the shit tip of conundrums across here, I have actually found a mystery piece of the engine that I don't know what it is. So if anybody does know, can you please comment, because this here came with the engine. I can see that it connects various places and has a nice little shiny pipe here, the shiniest thing on the engine, but I have absolutely no idea what it is. So that's going to be fun when I put the engine back together. But by the way, this has actually given me the idea to say, has anybody used this stuff? Stynagloss hydrophobic snow foam. Clearly, of course, in no way sponsored. I've used that on both my cars now, and it is absolutely bloody amazing. Why did nobody tell me it existed in the world? Stick it in a foam lance, and it forms a wonderful, wonderful protective coating on the car. Love that stuff. Going to buy lots more. Thank you kindly. Shout out to Stynagloss glue with the umlauts or whatever they call them. Location. Okay, so what did we learn today? Yeah, not a great deal really. I've learned that I'm not a mechanic because I don't think of things in a logical order. That's one thing. The second thing I've learned is that really cheap crap stuff from AliExpress can be amazing quality. Oh, hello, that lady wonders what I'm doing. And the very last thing that I have learned today is that the project is going pretty well, save the piston conundrum. We're managing to spend very little money and yeah, get through it really. So fantastic, there we go, great. Next video is going to be, I don't know, sometime soon, probably about a week. Thanks for watching. Hopefully by this time next week I'll have like 11 subscribers or something. That'd be pretty cool. Cheers.